Did you know that 8 to 12% of foster youth earn a 2 or 4-year degree by their mid to late 20s? Only about 1% earn anything above an undergrad. Now compare that to universities like VCU, with a graduation rate at about 70%. That gap isn't about intelligence. It's about what happens when young people are expected to step into adulthood without a safety net or someone there to encourage them through life. I know this not only because I studied it, but because I've lived it. I entered foster care as a teenager in California and aged out at 18 with limited support and no roadmap. Overnight, I was responsible for rent, food, transportation, everything. I was 18. Do you remember being 18 navigating the world? Now, imagine doing that alone. I tried starting at community college, but many days my choices weren't about classes or homework. They were about affording 3 meals, keeping a roof over my head, and whether my nearly 20-year-old car would make it to work and school. When every choice feels that fragile, survival takes priority over education. Later, I moved to Virginia, and while juggling bills and unstable housing, I worked in fast food and retail, and later started a small pastry business to figure out my path. What began as a way to make money became something more. I discovered a love for creativity and problem solving, and realized that if I wanted a better future, I needed to return to college. When I returned to community college, I was introduced to the Great Expectations program, which is a program that supports foster youth as they pursue higher education. I experienced something I've never had before: structured support from a dedicated coach. She provided emergency help, housing assistance, and would ask, "What do you need to stay enrolled?" There were days I doubted myself, days I questioned whether I was capable or even doing the right thing. Through Great Expectations, I learned something I've never been taught before: how to ask for help and that I wasn't alone. The first time I had asked for help, I needed to leave a living situation quickly for my own safety. After I shared what had happened, my coach made sure support was in place within 24 hours. Later, my tire blew out on my way home from work, and again, help came within a day. For many foster youth, something that small can mean missing class, falling behind, or dropping out altogether. A very important part of my journey has been my mentor, who understood my trauma, met me with patience, and became a steady presence in my life. Someone who became a chosen father figure to me. I was also fortunate to meet my partner, who has been my rock throughout this journey. Someone who believed in me and stood by my side when things felt uncertain. I also met another mentor who heard my story at an event and quietly offered financial support so I could work fewer hours and focus on my education. Because of these supports, I have been able to maintain a 4.0 GPA. That support doesn't just help me stay in school. It gave me stability and hope. What I experienced is not unique. My story started in a very predictable way. Former foster youth face enormous barriers like lower graduation rates, higher rates of homelessness, greater risks of incarceration, and financial instability without family support. When 18-year-olds leave foster care, they don't just lose placement, they lose every safety net at once. And then we're surprised when survival takes priority over education. This isn't a failure of motivation. It's a lack of support after aging out. One example of what consistent and targeted support can look like can be found within the Virginia Community College system. In 2008, the community college system launched Great Expectations to support foster youth through structured mentorship, housing assistance, and emergency funding. When that kind of support is in place, graduation rates don't stay at 8 to 12%. They rise closer to 22%, which is nearly double to triple the national average for foster youth. That's not luck. That's design. When students can have some of the weight of financial responsibility lifted, they stay enrolled and they graduate. When someone is there to help them navigate complex college systems and genuinely cares about their well-being, they thrive. When basic needs are met, potential finally has room to shine. And that's why policy matters. Policies like the HB 700 in Virginia expand access to higher education by covering college tuition and requiring every public four-year institution in Virginia to have a designated point of contact, someone whose role is to connect foster youth to support systems and help them navigate financial aid and provide additional assistance. This is an important step in the right direction, but it's not the finish line. There are still gaps to address, and it takes ongoing attention and advocacy to move policies like this forward for foster youth. Support systems can't be temporary. They must be visible, funded, and sustainable. So here's a thought I want to leave you with. Let's continue talking about this beyond today. Advocate for policies that support underserved students beyond tuition. If you are a K-12 educator or mentor, be that bridge, because support only works when people know it's there. If you are a student, advocate for organizations who support foster youth. Invest in systems like the Basic Needs Program at VCU and the Great Expectations Program at the Virginia Community College system. These programs can help move young people from surviving to thriving, because former foster youth are not broken. They're resilient, capable, and ready, but they just need a little help. Because of the support I received, I graduated from Bright Point Community College with honors, is a student at VCU graduating with honors this May, and my goal is to get my MBA after graduation. And I didn't get here alone. I got here because people believed in me and the support systems in place, including 2 mentors who showed up consistently and helped me believe in myself when I struggled to do so on my own, along with my partner who has stood by my side and supported me throughout this journey. Today, I'm a local advocate using my voice to help other foster youth access the same and more opportunities. And you can make a difference too, by sharing resources and connecting foster youth to the support that they deserve. I don't want to be the exception. I want to be the expectation. Thank you.